Uh, well, it started. I started rowing in high school, um, and it was one of those things that it grew on me really quickly. I was lucky enough to be at a high school that had a long tradition of rowing at a high level. It was Brentwood College up in British Columbia, and started off with really great coaches and mentors in the sport, and it just got me hooked. And it's been a major influence in my life ever since. Well, I think for me, as an athlete, I was never the best. I was never the biggest guy. I was never the strongest guy. And I always felt like rowing was a sport where if you worked really hard, you could become very successful. And it also was the kind of sport where that work had to be done day in and day out. It wasn't the sort of thing that you could put together a couple of really great weeks and surprise people. And I really respected that. I felt like your hard work paid dividends, and it showed through in ways that it didn't for me in other sports. And I think it's a lesson that you learn, and that's why I love being around the sport. I feel like you get a sense of accomplishment in how you work, and what you do every day comes to bear. And it's also honest. So if you aren't as hardworking as you might need to be, it becomes very apparent. And I just like that. I like the fact that it's just my effort coming out. It's funny. I actually, it was largely based on the recommendation of one person. I hadn't really been out here very much to the East Coast, and I was a small town kid. And there was an alum from Princeton who was on the Canadian Olympic team in 1992 when I was a senior, and he was living on campus where I was going to high school. And his name's Harold Backer. He was the class of '85. And at that point, I had talked to some coaches, and he found out that I was looking around, and he came and grabbed me and said, "Hey, look, I want to talk to you about this." And he was one of those guys that he wasn't a real rah-rah type of alumnus. And when he started talking to me about what it was like to row here, it just, it inspired me. It was a place that I thought I would really, really like. And I came here sight unseen. I ended up being admitted, which in itself I consider a great stroke of luck, thanks to Dean Fred. And I can't say I've ever questioned that opportunity or that decision. I think, obviously the tangibles that you look at are the boathouse, and the facility is, not only is it the best facility you can find, but it just, visually it stands out. I mean, it's an iconic piece of rowing, and everybody recognizes it, and it's exciting every day to come down to this building, and I think that really is inspiring in that way. The lake, obviously, having our own lake like this and such great water and our own race course, it's hard to find a place that allows you to train so hard and so well, and day in and day out have quality at your disposal. I think the intangibles are the community. I think, the coaching staff here is loyal to Princeton in a way that is genuine. And sometimes looking from the outside, you take it for granted, but it's a special place to be and to work. And I think that everybody feels that spirit when they're rowing here, and they want to strive to make the whole place better. And I think that's what makes it exciting as an athlete. While there's coaching aspects that I've definitely taken, and how I approach the training that I put forward, and how I work day to day with my athletes, I think the biggest impact that both of those guys have had on me is in I hope, make me a better person. There's just no question they're two of the best people I've ever met in terms of their character and then their integrity and the way that they treat people and the relationships that they develop with people. And I think in turn, when you have that kind of influence, you develop trust. And I think that what I've learned from them is that I need to recognize the people first that I work with, and it's had an enormous impact on how I think about what I do. And I still have the most respect for those guys, and they always rein me in. I know sometimes I might need it, and they still recognize that they play that role in my life, and I'm grateful for it.